guys, you're watching
Ring Rants.
And we are here to tell you about how we feel about the Raw and SmackDown women's and men's Survivor Series matches.
Vlog. Survivor Series is back. Again.
Back in black.
Back in Survivor.
In red. Black and red as the Shield wore their shirts tonight.
The song, I'm a survivor.
No,
Those were pretty cool shirts. Those black and red shirts that the Shield wore tonight on SmackDown.
Half Raw, half Shield. Should just be all Shield.
Half Raw, half Shield. What color is your shirt, dude?
I'm dying.
You should call it
Slightly.
Straw. Or Raw Real.
Straw.
Raw
Shield. Raw put together. You're clever. Clever dog. Clever girl.
Anyways, I am pumped up
You sound pumped up.
like a basketball.
I don't get hyped. I stay
He
hyped.
got wrecked.
Yeah, he did get
He
right.
couldn't figure out
Like Ralph.
how to fix his car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dean Ambrose had to tell him what's up.
That was a good time.
So,
What match we talking about first?
So anyway, why don't we...
let's talk about the men.
Alright, let's talk about the men's.
Thought we were talking about the women's first, Alex.
Oh, well, okay, we can talk about the women's.
Anyway, so for the men's Survivor Series match, we'll do that one.
Okay.
For the Raw side, we have Kurt Angle, Triple
Integrity.
H, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Braun Strowman. Facing off against the SmackDown men's of Shane McMahon, John Cena, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bobby Roode.
Glorious.
What a lineup.
Yeah, this is quite the lineup. I do have a problem with Triple H being thrown in there, just because
There's no build.
I hate
not that
part-timers.
so much that it's no build, but like he's just like thrown in there after not really being on Raw since the time he helped Kevin Owens win.
Yeah, go back to running NXT.
We have all talked about how we hate part-timers.
Yeah,
How we
so,
hate Brock Lesnar.
I mean, it's not so much that I hate Triple H, but like I don't like when a part-timer or anyone who's not really there on the show takes the spot of someone who could have.
Jason Jordan had a really good shot.
Well, I give Triple H a little bit of a pass just because he's actually involved.
He's not involved.
Behind the scenes
Well,
and
he's
everything.
involved.
It's not like
sort of.
He is everywhere. He is
He
everything.
is really involved.
But
He
he's
is
not
everywhere.
on the story though. He's nowhere on TV. He's he's only like backstage stuff. So
True. Yeah, he's
I
kind of
don't-
just thrown in there.
yeah, so I get it. Like you match Cena's star power with Triple H, but like
Cena was just thrown in there too, so
Yeah.
it should have been Rusev.
Yeah,
you
it
could
would be
make
cool.
an argument for that too.
Anyone else besides Triple H,
Yeah.
I would have been happy with.
Yeah, I would have been cool with just a current Raw, wrestler.
And you think Triple H could really get along with Angle?
I think they're setting up a Mania match.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think. I think, like, something's going to happen where Angle and Triple H start going at it at some point in the match.
I could see that. Since Ascension is definitely going to happen between
Jason
these two
Jordan will
teams.
show up, I'm sure.
Yeah, try to mess everything up. and-
Like, Triple H will be kicking Angle's ass. Jordan will come out to help out Angle.
I think the team captains are going to have the coolest spots
Oh
in
yeah.
this match. Angle
One thing I am-
versus Shane.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Another thing I'm really looking forward to is that even though Cena was thrown in there and he hasn't been on TV really, I am looking forward to seeing Cena versus Angle since Cena debuted against Angle.
Yeah, so there's that history. There's history between. You can connect
Everybody.
any of these guys here. Kurt has history with Shane, has history with Cena.
All the NXT guys.
Yeah. Triple H has history with Cena, with Randy. Triple H and Bobby Roode, they're kind of close.
The youngest guy in the match is Braun,
Yeah.
which
And,
is interesting.
and the scariest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see does he like wreck a bunch of SmackDown guys and eliminate them, or do like the SmackDown team like all gang up on him and then eliminate him at some
It's
point?
also interesting that Orton and Cena are on the same side because they've had a lot of history. They've had a lot of history teaming up together and going against and feuding with each other.
Mostly against each other. They've had 1,000 matches.
Yeah, so
against each other.
it's going to be interesting to see them on a team.
Yeah. Trying to see what else. Like, you got the NXT connection between Nakamura, Bobby Roode,
Baylor.
Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe. So
Yeah,
you
true.
get some pretty good matchups right there. Would love to see, Shinsuke and Finn Balor mix it up again.
I'd actually like to see Triple H go up against
No.
Nakamura.
Triple H and Nakamura, that could be something.
That'd be cool to see.
Wonder how the whole Nakamura mind games would play into trying to psych out Triple H.
He
Well,
uses telekinesis.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of possibilities here, a lot of interesting
Yeah.
spots, a lot of possibilities
I
for
think
interesting
Shane.
spots.
I think Shane's somehow going to get taken out of the match by Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Hmm.
Do you think they get involved somehow?
Are they on the card at all, Zayn
No.
or Owens? Okay,
No.
so
No,
I think
but
that
he's
they
saying,
might
like-
get involved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Still have
interrupting.
Vendetta out for Shane.
I could see that.
Yeah. It is
Um,
possible that they come out and kind of just, they get Shane eliminated or get someone from SmackDown eliminated. That'd be interesting.
Imagine
Jason
if-
Jordan will show up and do something with Kurt.
I feel like Steph is gonna show up.
Stephanie, that could be something. Put
I feel like-
She's gonna come out and just like put down Kurt Angle.
put some added pressure on Kurt.
You know what I think might happen too is maybe Harper and Rowan get involved somehow and try to screw over
I
Braun.
know. They're
Debuting
coming
next Tuesday.
next week, so they're gonna be late to the party.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so no.
Never mind.
That's
Scratch
okay.
that.
So what about in order of elimination? Like, based on
which
your
team?
guys' based on whatever you're going to predict, who do you think like the last few
Braun
people
Strowman,
will
Soul
be?
Survivor.
So
It's a good pick.
Either Braun Strowman, Soul Survivor, or Finn Balor.
So it's literally
Good pick. Good pick.
So just Raw win. So Raw's winning with your prediction. Raw's winning with Balor or Strowman surviving. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
Braun pins Cena.
Mm. That'd be cool.
Interesting. I don't know
Or
yet.
Balor pins Cena.
I feel like Cena comes back, he wins.
I
Could
wouldn't
be
like
fun.
that, but I could see that.
I mean, it's Cena after all. He's got to win someone. He's got to beat someone. He's got to eliminate at least one person.
Right.
It's John Cena.
But I'm just saying I wouldn't want to see him beat a Soul Survivor. That's what I'm saying.
No.
So why not? If
unless
you're having
this-
SmackDown
unless
to win,
this
you
is
might
like
as well
the
have it
last-
be Cena.
He's won
This is
everything
like the
pretty
last
much.
Raw, maybe, but I don't know.
You know what? Even though I could definitely see Braun winning, I'm going to go Nakamura. Nakamura pinning Joe.
So Nakamura being the sole survivor for SmackDown.
Right.
Okay.
And
all right.
pinning Joe.
So remember, you can also have multiple survivors on the team too, because they've done that in the past, where it's not just one
true.
person.
I'm going to go Nakamura, Soul Survivor for SmackDown.
Okay.
I can't see a scenario where Angle or McMahon will be the Soul Survivor.
No, you're right. I don't. see
Yeah, I
that
mean, I
either.
guess it's possible, but
Yeah.
unlikely.
They'll be in there for the majority of the match, and then somehow they're there to get taken out.
What do you think?
Cena's the sole survivor.
Cena, Soul Survivor.
Him and maybe McMahon.
What about Orton?
He's been Soul Survivor before. A couple times, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
See, this is just the fun trying to predict.
There's so many different scenarios.
So what I think Raw wins. I think it comes down to Cena and Orton on SmackDown, and then Raw will have Strowman, Kurt Angle, and Triple H.
Hmm.
I think you have Cena get Strowman, give Cena his big elimination, So Strowman is not going to be the sole survivor. I think they're going to leave it to Kurt and Triple H to kind of carry the load, just
Or
because. Well, true, could happen like that. Honestly,
Gotta
it could
give
be.
Finn Balor something.
He could
And-
eliminate someone.
You know what?
He
I
could
was gonna
eliminate
say-
Randy Orton or something.
I was going to say this too.
Or Shane.
Nakamura hasn't had really one big win yet on a pay-per-view event. I think it's time to give him a win.
Well, he beat Ziggler. That's Ziggler. Ziggler's putting over.
But for the most part, like,
things.
he hasn't had like a huge win. He hasn't had a huge moment yet
Yeah. Well, I don't think
on
this
a
will.
pay-per-view event.
I don't think this will be it though. Like,
Royal Rumble.
as much as I would want it,
Wouldn't
to
that be awesome though?
It would be awesome. I'd love to see Nakamura get the win. You know, have him be one of one or two sole survivors for SmackDown. It would certainly help him, but
Or that'd be kind of cool to see Nakamura versus Balor.
but I think Raw's probably winning it. I think there's a lot of things that are in the storyline make it seem like Raw's going to win.
Mhm.
Kurt doesn't. He's fired.
Yeah.
So
they're not going to just get rid of Kurt when they just made him the GM. So
Well, if they
True.
fired him as the GM, he would just go back to being an active competitor.
I can't do that.
So I got SmackDown.
I'm saying Raw.
SmackDown.
Raw.
What?
Raw.
Okay.
That was just a weird way of saying Raw.
Okay, so we got 2 Raw, 2 SmackDown. Let's know your thoughts.
Yep. And then we have the women's match, which will be really interesting too, because now there's a mystery competitor for the SmackDown.
Paige. Calling it now.
Yes.
Lana.
No, she
Please
sucks.
no.
See, it very well could be Lana, just because.
Why? They're not. They said they weren't going to let her wrestle anymore.
Who said?
They did on Total Divas.
Well, that was Total Divas. And remember that stuff happened months
But
before.
Carano said, no, you're not wrestling anymore.
No.
So anyway, for the Raw women's side, we have Alicia Fox, my girl Bailey,
Give her a hug.
Sasha, Asuka, and Nia Jax. And for the SmackDown side, we have Becky Lynch, this mystery competitor,
Question marks.
Paige.
Tamina Snuka, Carmella, and Naomi.
You had some pretty good potential matchups here too. You obviously got the battle of, or you almost had the battle of the 4 horsewomen if Charlotte wasn't to have won the women's title, which she did. So now that's only 3 of them, which is still
you know
pretty.
who I think will be the last competitor on Team SmackDown?
Yeah, cool.
Nikki Bella will come back.
See, not just Paige. I mean, Paige would be cool
They're
to
not
come
coming
back.
back till 2018.
You never
Together
know.
As the Bella Twins.
I'm not. Breed doesn't
Wow.
necessarily have to come back for
Bree's got
Nikki
a
to come
kid.
back.
Who's gonna watch the kid? If
Nikki.
Daniel Bryan's on the
I
road.
mean, maybe.
Nikki could come back by herself.
Yeah. I mean, Nikki's the one that wants to keep competing and wants to
True.
keep
Depends
wrestling.
on how her
So,
neck feels, though.
I mean, yes, that's true, but we haven't seen her in a while, so you have to almost assume she's probably
On all
getting
the talk
better.
shows, they've been saying 2018 return. So.
It's almost 2018.
And you
she,
know what?
she probably has Cena's drive.
Kind of sucks that Emma got fired. I really liked her a lot.
She kind of
Oh.
sucked as a wrestler.
She was
anyways.
terrible anyways.
Now she wants 20 grand for an appearance. Yeah,
I
okay.
thought she was pretty good. But anyways,
That's
back
okay.
to this match. I am. It's tough to say, but I think Raw's going to win. I think Nia Jax is going to continue to get her push, and she is going to pin Becky Lynch. As much as I love Becky Lynch. Sorry, Tim.
So is Nia by herself doing that, or
By herself.
okay? All right. So Nia Jax.
It will
still
be
survivor.
time for her moment.
See, I had a pretty interesting prediction, I thought, when we were talking about Alexa and Charlotte, where Carmella, if the women's champions face off before this match, the women's title match, or the women's Survivor Series match, I think Carmella cashes in and wins the championship, and then brings it to the Survivor Series match. and kind of uses that as like, hey, I'm the champion, you should be listening to me, not Becky. And that causes those two to kind of like
Causes
mix it up.
dissension.
Yeah, and that ultimately makes SmackDown lose. That's kind of my out there prediction.
I think
Don't know.
Asuka's gonna be the sole survivor.
That'd be cool.
She's gonna
That's bold.
eliminate everybody on Team SmackDown.
Basically, my thinking is I'm going with the wrestler who deserves their moment, who hasn't had their moment yet.
Asuka, she hasn't had her main.
But
moment
she
on
just
Raw.
came up, so
Well, she
even
just-
though she hasn't had her moment yet, she has
She hasn't
time.
had a big moment since she had to relinquish the title in NXT. She won against Emma, and then Emma was gone. Now she's been facing jobbers. So now she'll be taking the
But-
best to SmackDown. She'll
but
be doing one,
I
one,
think in
one, one.
recent months, Jax
She's gotta take
has
them all
gotten the biggest push, and this will just continue to give her a big push if they give her the win.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm going Asuka. The Empress of Tomorrow. She's gonna win the whole thing.
This is a tough one.
I really
Only
like
se-
Nia Jax a
only-
lot.
On paper, it only makes sense, and I would book it myself if I could.
See, Sasha, Bailey, Fox, they've all had their moments. As much as I like them, I'm going with someone who deserves one. Who deserves a moment.
But see, back in the day, Survivor Series was used as that kind of a platform. The old Survivor Series matches were a lot of younger competitors mixed in with maybe like one veteran
Mhm.
competitor, and it was really a time or a way to showcase that younger competitor. Like Stone Cold made a really big name for himself in one of the old Survivor Series pay-per-views
Right.
back in like the late '90s.
Undertaker made his debut at Survivor
Yeah.
Series.
Well, talking specifically about the Survivor Series matches, this is the first time that we've had, like, on the men's side, a lot of mostly older
Except for,
wrestlers.
like, Braun.
Yeah, besides Braun. And, the new guys like Nakamura and Rude. But on the women's side, yeah, you have a good mix. You
Yeah.
have your established Sasha and Bailey, your Becky, Naomi for SmackDown. And then you got the newer people, the newer wrestlers like Asuka. And
Asuka's got a clean house.
yeah, you have to think Asuka will at least pin one or two people.
She's gonna pin everybody.
I don't know if I'd go as far as saying everyone.
I say one or two.
I think she gets at least one or two.
The top ones, anyways.
Nia should get maybe one. And like I said, I think Becky and Carmella kind of mix it up. Maybe they just end up eliminating themselves somehow. Some sort of weird
Or
shenanigans.
what if Paige came back? What if Paige pins Asuka and says, "This is my house," but
Like I said, it might not even be Paige.
well,
It could be Lana.
I
Could
doubt it would
be-
be Paige. She left the company on bad terms.
No, she got injured. She's
Oh, I
been
thought
injured.
she had some like type of scandal. though,
No,
with the
come
company.
on. No. It was an injury. Bad neck injury. She needed surgery and everything.
yeah, who, Nikki or Paige?
But like with her thing in Del,
They both
her
had-
and Del Rio,
they
like,
both had
something.
neck injuries.
No, well,
and
that
she
was-
like had a drug violation.
That was like
that
a
was-
year ago.
Yeah, that was even longer ago.
Because they both got suspended together.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I think it'll be Bailey and Sasha beating SmackDown, being two survivors. Bailey
Okay.
and Sasha for Raw.
I could see that possibly,
And I think Asuka's going to be part of the finish.
but I still think it's going to be Nia Jax
What do you
hitting
think?
Becky Lynch.
I think Raw takes it, but it comes down to Asuka and Becky.
Who do you think's going to?
Asuka then.
Okay. That could be interesting. Question:
Answer.
do you think James Ellsworth gets involved in some way?
God,
No.
I hope not.
No.
That'd be
May-
dumb.
Maybe like in the very beginning of the match before the bell rings, he comes out. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then they all beat him up. Like they've
That'd
been
be
doing.
kind of fun.
They've been doing that at the house show, which is like,
His contract's up, anyways.
well, he's wrestling for them at the house shows.
Yeah, this is it. That's why they're using as most as they can right now because his contract's up soon.
He's still around.
They don't have anything else for him.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully he doesn't interfere with the match, like, in the middle of it, because that would really taint how the match goes. So, that it? Any other final thoughts as Alex tries to save his laptop?
Saving his life.
Because it just flashed 10%.
Oh no.
That year.
Alex, we're going to end it, so you don't have to worry
Okay.
about plugging it in.
So, have a good night. Enjoy Survivor Series.
Follow us everywhere.
Just don't be creepy about it.
Yeah.
Just not
Catch us on
person.
social media, Twitter,
Send-
Facebook. Subscribe.
Send us cookies and chicken nuggets.
Oh yes.
Yes,
That
lots of
sounds
chicken
awesome.
nuggets.